the best 6, 7 players ever in NBA history. Everybody's got their list. Here's Jayson Tatum's. Take a listen.
Give us a top 10 all time. I was at your golf foundation and I damn near got disowned because I was arguing Tim Duncan top 5 the whole time. So I want to know.
Top 5 all time?
Top 5, we'll do top 6 all time and top 5 current players right now.
Mike, Bron, Kobe. Mike, Bron, Kobe. It's tough. I want to say Kareem. I didn't see Kareem play. But I respect what he did. So Mike, Bron, Kobe, Kareem. Magic and Steph. I ain't say Shaq. Shaq like 7.
Yeah.
Shaq would be all right. 7 is a good place for Shaq.
All right. Who usually gets, tell me, because there's always, it's everybody's got their list. Who usually gets left out of these discussions? In this case, there's no Wilt. Politically,
Bill Russell.
he played for the Celtics. You might want to give a little wink to Bill Russell. If you don't want to give a wink to Bill Russell, you might want to give a wink to Larry Bird. Anyway, no Larry Bird, no Bill Russell, no Wilt, and no Tim Duncan. That was Evan Turner there mentioning Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, right. I feel like, is the one who usually gets ignored in these lists. Who's that guy for you, or who are those guys who should be in this conversation that kind of get pushed aside?
I feel like people like the ones that, especially the ones that didn't win rings. Karl Malone, great power forward, never, ever included in a top 10 list. John Stockton, never, ever included in a top 10 list. Tim Duncan is the main one, though, because Tim Duncan is considered the greatest power forward of all time. And you never hear Tim Duncan's name even mentioned when people are talking about top 10, top 15 players of all time, which I think is a travesty. Sometimes you hear Dirk Nowitzki's name before you hear Tim Duncan's name, which I think is pathetic. Which nothing against Dirk, but I'm just saying Tim Duncan's that kind of guy. But I think we talked about this once before when it came down to like just the exposure that some of these players get. And like when you talk about the kid that's in Denver right now, who's winning all those MVPs, but people just don't know who he is because he's not one of those marketable guys. And that's exactly how Tim Duncan was. His game was so fundamentally sound. It wasn't exciting. They just won basketball games and you kind of forget about him, even though he was great. And I feel like it's Tim Duncan.
Yeah, and how you feel about this as we put the music on? See, this is good. The range of Mike Hill just shines through again. How about Elijah?
You know what? His daughter just ask Shaq. Ask some of the best centers back in the 90s how good Akeem Olajuwon. I think he revolutionized the game before we even knew the game was being revolutionized. He was the first big man that could play outside, had handles, could shoot the J and all that type of stuff. Akeem could play in today's basketball world and dominate. How do you feel, though, in Boston, real quick, 5 of the top 7 are Lakers and Jayson Tatum. And you're in Boston.
I'm not upset about it, but you know what? I might just throw it out there, start trolling, get something going. I might stir something up off of that. You know. But
then you got to ask, who is Larry Bird going to replace?
Yeah, but how about Wilt, though? I mean, I'm forgetting about the whole Lakers. How about Wilt, who's also a Laker? I mean, if you really want to break it down at some point.
Yeah.
How is Wilt off that list? You don't have Wilt there?
Wilt's on other kinds of lists. He's top 1, and there's only one when it comes to Wilt. If you know the list I'm talking about.
He said that, though. I don't know if I believe it. You believe it?
He making rat noises too.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.